Hey, Xiomy here. So today I wanted to do my September book haul just because I've bought a couple of books in this month. It's like I've gone crazy buying books. So I just wanted to show you the books that I really did get and some that I really cannot wait to get into because I've been highly anticipating them so much. So the first set that I'm going to show you, and it's one of like my most prized possessions right now, and I got the entire set of the Harry Potter books just because I really want to read this series, and I already started with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I really enjoyed that book so much. And also the covers are very beautiful and they're so aesthetically pleasing, they're so colorful, and the artwork is just so gorgeous. Now the next book that I'm going to mention is, I'm not a real fan of the Percy Jackson collection, but I really did read the first chapter in the, well, not the first chapter, but like the first paragraph in this book, and I really did adore it. It sounded like we're gonna have a funny character, and the one that I'm talking about is The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. I haven't read any of the other books. I tried with the Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and I just DNF'd that book because I couldn't continue, but this does sound like it's going to be somewhat funny. So I'm hoping that it is funny, and I don't know, I really want to get into this book. I don't care if I'm spoiled for the rest of the books, but I really want to get into this one. The next two books that I'm going to mention are two that I really want to marathon just because, now I'm not a fan of the Throne of Glass series, but I really did love the first book. Conflicted about the rest of them. I adored the second one, or can I say I fangirled over the second one, and my problems started happening towards the end of the book, and then the rest is just like, meh. Whatever, right? But I do want to continue the series because I want to know the outcome of certain events, and I also want to know like the demise of certain people. So that's why I'm going to continue the series. And I have to admit, the covers are gorgeous. So I picked up Queen of Shadows, and I also picked up, this is the fourth book, and I picked up, right, this is the fourth book. Yeah, I picked up the fourth book and the fifth book, which is Empire of Storm. What I don't like now is that they don't match. All of my books are in paperback, and I found this in hardcover, and it is bigger than the rest of the books. So I don't know, but you know, the covers are beautiful, so they actually, you know, make up for that. But I can't wait to actually marathon this series and see what's happening. So I know that I might have like maybe like issues, especially with this one because somebody told me something. I know I may have issues with this one, but I can't say anything because I haven't read any of the books. So when I read the books, then I'll give you my thoughts, and I'll update it on Goodreads and obviously on here on my channel. But I can't wait to read these books because I do want to know, like I've mentioned, like the outcome of certain people. The next two books that I'm going to mention are two of my mostly highly anticipated books, and one of them I'm going to start reading it today, and the other one I'm going to begin reading it in October. The first one that I'm going to mention is the third installment and the final book in the Remnant Chronicles, and that is The Beauty of Darkness by Mary Pearson. Mary Pearson. I always pronounce her name wrong. I always pronounce her name Marie E. Pearson. I don't know why, and I continue to do it even though I mentally say that I'm going to correct myself, but I just don't. I can't wait to read this book just because the second book ended on such a huge cliffhanger, and I want to know what happens to my peeps. I need to know, and it's something that's been killing me for more than a year, and this book is huge and I love it, and I can't wait for it. And I know it's going to destroy me on an emotional level because I have difficulty like letting go of characters, but again, I adored that this series happened and I loved it so much. So I highly recommend that you actually read the Remnant Chronicles because it is a very beautiful series, and you're gonna eventually love it because it is a mind game that you play, especially in The Kiss of Deception, which is the first book, and you have to guess who is the assassin and who is the prince that are after this princess. And it is a very beautiful story, and everything that it did happen. The second book is one that I really adored so much, and I cannot wait for this one. And the other book that I have been highly anticipating is A Torch Against the Night by Sabata here. This is the second installment in An Amber in the Ashes, and even though the second book did end on somewhat of a cliffhanger, I want to know what happens to these characters, and I can't wait to immerse myself in this book. I have heard a lot of good things about these two books, so I really can't wait to like immerse myself in these two books because I know I'm not gonna be ready for The Beauty of Darkness, but this one I'm so for it, and I really want to know a lot of things that happen. I also want to know if there's actually, that ship is going to be shipped, because there is a love interest that's happening that I'm not rooting for. So I really want to know what continues to happen in the book. And the final book that I'm going to mention is one that I just picked up in my Owl Crate box, and that is Three Dark Crowns by Kendra Blake. I have been anticipating this book for a while, and I really cannot wait to actually read this book. And it is, you know, it does deal with fantasy and it does deal with magic, and especially these three triplets who have to fight to the death to obtain their crown. And it's one thing that I really want to read about, and I can't wait because it does sound like it's going to be dark. So I really can't wait for it. And it does say, when kingdoms come, there will be one. So I'm really anticipating this. And it also says on the back, it says, 3 dark queens are born in a glen. Sweet little triplets will never be friends. 3 dark sisters all fair to be seen. 2 to devour and 1 to be queen. What? You can't say that's interesting, right? So I really can't wait to actually read this book and, like, you know, start reading it. I think I'm gonna start reading it for October because I think it's the month to actually read these books. I can say that the one that I'm really, like, highly anticipating out of all the books that I really did get is obviously, like, The Beauty of Darkness, because I really need to know what happens to my peeps, and also A Torch Against the Light. It was one that I'm really, like, highly anticipating. If I can say a third one, it would definitely be 3 Dark Crowns. So those are the 3 that I really, like, want to get down ASAP to read. But that's it that I got from my book haul. If you got any books for the month of September and you want to let me know which was your favorite, then feel free. We'll talk down below. I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.